Okay, here is a video of the lessons and for teachers what each lesson kind of looks like and what is optional and what you should go over. So this is the elementary lesson, as you can see, but they are laid out pretty much the same. You have your big idea for that week. These are the verses that you'll go over. About this week, you're welcome to read that when you're all in the puppet room or when you first come back to the classroom. It's just a nice little summary of what we're going to learn that week. Then I lump everything that needs to be done in the classroom time under lesson. And so that is reviewing memory verses, that's going over the big idea. Now, sometimes there's other steps, like other things that they say you can do to go over things. You don't have to do that. Sometimes it's an activity to review the big idea, but the bottom line is that you introduce the big idea, like this one, God made the world and everything in it. So that's our big idea for this week. And then you have the scripture. This is your actual lesson right here. And this is what has to be gone over or taught. And then there's always another one that sometimes I do it and sometimes I list it as optional. Really, that's up to the teacher, this second one, especially if I list it under the optional activities. Then you always have your video, which is on the TV, saved under the hard drive. Each month and each week is listed. Then you have questions that you can go around preschool. Well, the younger kids, not really preschool anymore. It's labeled a little differently, but they're still like small group type questions that you can ask after the video. Application questions, and then a closing prayer. And then you can move into, so everything under lesson has to be done in the classroom each week. The activities are optional because they list so many activities that you can go over and do. I ask that you pick at least one of them. Sometimes you might have time to do two, but usually just one is plenty. And it's just another way to kind of get the lesson in a fun way. And you can pick whichever one you want. If there's something that we're going to be doing every week, for example, in May, we're making a book. So that's something we do every week. I try to mark it as like, this is something we need to do. But if not, you can just pick one of these. You can scroll through, see which one might be easiest. And also remember, you can adapt this like to make it fit the class. Like it's not concrete that you have to do it this way. Like these activities. So let's say you don't have large poster board for this one, but you can get pieces of paper and pass them out. They can mark on that, make it fit the class and the students. And that's it. So activities, everything under there is optional. I ask that you pick at least one, and then everything under lesson needs to be done in the classroom. So usually it's broke down in just those two categories. There is no way for me to change these colors over here. So just ignore those. I wish I could color code it, but it doesn't let me make those changes. So if you have any other specific questions, you know how to reach me. Thanks.